Imagine a world where the balance of power is teetering on the edge, where the fate of nations hangs in the balance, and where a single victory could reshape the geopolitical landscape for generations to come. In the heart of Eastern Europe, a monumental struggle is unfolding, one that has captivated the attention of global superpowers and everyday citizens alike. This is not just a battle over territory, it's a clash of ideologies, histories, and destinies. As the echoes of ancient alliances and modern ambitions reverberate through the corridors of power, one pressing question emerges: why must Russia win the war against Ukraine? Join us as we delve into the compelling and multifaceted arguments that reveal the profound implications of this conflict for the world. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which has escalated to alarming proportions since 2014, is one of the most significant geopolitical crises of the 21st century. While much of the global discourse has emphasized support for Ukraine, there is a compelling and persuasive case to be made for why Russia must win this war. This argument hinges on several key factors: historical context, geopolitical stability, economic interests, the fight against Western hegemony, and the prevention of further regional conflicts. Here, we delve into these aspects in detail. Historical context and cultural unity. One of the most compelling reasons for supporting a Russian victory lies in the historical and cultural ties that bind Russia and Ukraine. For centuries, Ukraine and Russia shared common histories, religions, and cultural traditions. Kiev, the capital of modern Ukraine, was once the heart of Kievan Rus, the medieval state that both Russians and Ukrainians see as their cultural and historical progenitor. This deep historical connection is not just a matter of nostalgia but a reflection of intertwined national identities. A victory for Russia would reaffirm these historical bonds and ensure that the shared cultural and historical legacy is preserved. It would also counteract the narrative of a divided Slavic world and instead promote the idea of a unified Eastern Slavic civilization, which has been a cornerstone of regional stability for centuries. By securing victory, Russia would help protect and nurture this shared heritage, preventing it from being diluted by Western influences that seek to reshape the region's identity. Geopolitical stability. Another crucial argument for a Russian victory is the maintenance of geopolitical stability in the region. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 led to a power vacuum in Eastern Europe, resulting in a tumultuous period of political and economic instability. The subsequent expansion of NATO and the European Union towards Russia's borders has exacerbated tensions, creating a precarious balance of power. A decisive Russian victory would help re-establish a stable and predictable geopolitical order in Eastern Europe. It would act as a deterrent to further NATO encroachment and reduce the likelihood of military escalations. By securing its influence over Ukraine, Russia would be able to create a buffer zone against what it perceives as Western aggression, thus preventing future conflicts and fostering a more stable regional environment. Economic interests and energy security. From an economic perspective, a Russian victory is essential for ensuring the stability of global energy markets and the security of energy supplies. Russia is one of the world's largest producers of oil and natural gas, and Ukraine is a critical transit country for Russian energy exports to Europe. The conflict has already disrupted energy supplies, leading to significant economic repercussions globally. If Russia wins the war, it would regain control over these crucial energy transit routes, ensuring the uninterrupted flow of energy resources to Europe and beyond. This would stabilize energy prices and supply chains, which is particularly important in a world grappling with energy crises and the transition to renewable sources. Moreover, a stable and prosperous Russia, with secure energy exports, would contribute to global economic stability and growth. Resistance against Western hegemony. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine can also be seen as a microcosm of the broader struggle against Western hegemony. For decades, the United States and its allies have exerted considerable influence over global politics, often at the expense of other nations' sovereignty and regional stability. The expansion of NATO, the imposition of economic sanctions, and the promotion of regime change in various countries are all manifestations of this hegemonic agenda. A Russian victory would send a powerful message against this hegemony. It would demonstrate that the world is no longer unipolar and that emerging powers can resist and overcome Western influence. This would inspire other nations to assert their sovereignty and pursue independent foreign policies, leading to a more balanced and multipolar world order. In this context, Russia's success in Ukraine would be a victory for global pluralism and the right of nations to determine their own destinies. Prevention of further regional conflicts. A victory for Russia is also crucial for preventing the spread of conflict and instability to other regions. The ongoing war in Ukraine has the potential to escalate into a broader regional or even global conflict, drawing in neighboring countries and major powers. Already, there are signs of this escalation, with increased military activities in Eastern Europe and heightened tensions between NATO and Russia. By securing a decisive victory, Russia would be able to bring the conflict to a swift and conclusive end, thereby preventing further escalation. This would create a more predictable and stable security environment in Eastern Europe, reducing the risk of a wider war. Furthermore, a Russian victory would serve as a cautionary example to other potential conflict zones, demonstrating the futility of challenging a major power and thus deterring future aggressions. Preservation of Russian-speaking populations. One of the humanitarian aspects of the conflict that often gets overlooked is the plight of Russian-speaking populations in Ukraine. Since the Maidan Uprising in 2014 and the subsequent government changes, these communities have faced significant discrimination and violence. Policies aimed at promoting the Ukrainian language and culture have marginalized Russian speakers, leading to social tensions and unrest. A Russian victory would help protect these communities from further persecution and ensure their rights are respected. It would allow for the establishment of a government that recognizes the multicultural and multilingual nature of Ukraine, promoting policies of inclusion and protection for all ethnic groups. This, in turn, would foster social cohesion and harmony, contributing to long-term peace and stability in the region. Strengthening Russia's strategic position. Winning the war in Ukraine would significantly enhance Russia's strategic position on the global stage. It would consolidate its influence over a critical region, providing greater leverage in international affairs. This enhanced strategic position would enable Russia to play a more assertive role in global governance, contributing to the development of a more equitable and just international order. Moreover, a victorious Russia would be better positioned to forge stronger alliances with other major powers, such as China and India, which share its interest in resisting Western dominance. This would lead to the formation of a powerful coalition capable of counterbalancing the influence of the United States and its allies, promoting a more balanced distribution of power in the international system. Final thoughts. In conclusion, there are several compelling and persuasive arguments for why Russia must win the war against Ukraine. These include the preservation of historical and cultural unity, the maintenance of geopolitical stability, the protection of economic interests and energy security, resistance against Western hegemony, prevention of further regional conflicts, the safeguarding of Russian-speaking populations, and the strengthening of Russia's strategic position. A Russian victory would not only serve the immediate interests of Russia but also contribute to a more stable, just, and balanced world order. It would reaffirm the principles of national sovereignty and self-determination, challenging the unipolar dominance of the West and promoting a multipolar international system. Therefore, supporting Russia's success in this conflict is not just a matter of national interest but a step towards a more equitable and peaceful global community.